Hold up.
I hope you had a great weekend and I hope you're having a great week. Today I'm going to talk about guilt eating. Why it's bad for your health, why it's bad for your body composition when it comes to fat gain. You see a lot of people out there trying to lose weight, burn body fat, and everyone's chasing diets, everyone's chasing exercise, all of that stuff. We don't understand the connection between our emotions and fat gain. And we're going to understand the science behind that today, because there are just too many people dieting, exercising, and still they hit a plateau. They cannot lose that body fat that they're trying to lose. And their whole life becomes about fat loss. Every conversation in society today at most parties is about who lost weight, how did they lose weight, what's the latest fad, what should we do. A couple of weeks ago, I put up an Instagram post talking about a magic potion that will help you lose body fat in about 14 days without any requirement for exercise, without any requirement for dieting. And I told people I'm gonna talk about that formulation and that creation at 5 o'clock the next morning. Of course it was a joke, although loads of people woke up at 5 o'clock to see what this magic formulation was. You see, people's mindsets are still of belief that there is a shortcut. Now the point is, while there is definitely not a shortcut, it's people's mindsets that we got to train. Everyone's looking for a quick fix. Quick fixes don't exist. And marketing companies know you're looking for a quick fix, and that's why they can fool you with all their deceptive ads and all of their marketing and advertising and all of that stuff. You got to understand, you become a product for most consumers, because everyone knows that everyone wants a quick fix. Everyone wants a shortcut. Very few people want to put in effort. Very few people want to put in the work. I said I did this about a couple of weeks ago. Up till yesterday, I had people calling me up. Hey, Luke, what was that formulation? Do you need my bank account? How much should I, can we have your bank account? How much should we transfer to your account? And I'm like, it's a joke, man. It's like people from around the world reached out to find out about this quick fix formulation. It doesn't exist, but I'll tell you what does exist when it comes to losing fat. You can be doing everything in the world, spending all of your money and your time obsessing about health. But one of the biggest contributors is guilt eating. When you eat your food with guilt, okay? And let me explain the science behind that. It's very simple. Guilt, in a way, a little bit of guilt is like us touching that hot stove. You touch a hot pot and you get that little burn, and it reminds you to be careful in the future, okay? So that's a little bit, okay, I got burned. I'll remember that. A little bit of guilt is okay. It's okay for us to kind of move on to okay, fine, I feel bad about that. Maybe I should change. Okay, this happened. Yeah, I don't feel too good. Let me change. So we're learning from our mistakes. We're learning from our failures. But when you have chronic guilt, like you ate a chocolate cake last evening and you've still not gotten over it today, you're still trying to burn it out, you're trying to compensate, you're trying to do lemon water to detox, you're trying to do apple cider vinegar thinking you'll burn body fat. That guilt, what does it do? Guilt is a stress. Stress produces a hormone, a steroid hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is great. It keeps us alive. We need it as a chemical messenger to tell our bodies when to move into fight and flight response, protect us, all of that stuff. So cortisol is great as long as it goes up, does its job, and comes back down. Now the problem is when cortisol goes up and stays up because you're chronically stressed. You're moving on from one stressor to another. Now, guilt is an emotion that doesn't shoot cortisol up and brings it down quickly. You're in that environment of guilt for a long time. Some people are guilty even before they start eating that food. They're like, oh no, I know I shouldn't be eating this, but it's only once, I'm going to eat it, and then they feel bad before eating it, while they're eating it, and after they're eating it, and for the next couple of days. Now you're in chronic stress. Your cortisol is high. What does high cortisol do? Okay, cortisol in a normal scenario will raise your blood pressure, will increase your blood sugar levels, will increase insulin resistance, will move your metabolism into fat storage. All of this is normal because when you're stressed out, Cortisol is the indicator that, hey, this body is going through stress. You need your blood circulation to increase to your muscles, fight and flight response. For that, your heart rate goes up to pump more blood. Your digestive system literally shuts down. Why? Because you shouldn't be digesting food when you're in the fight or flight response. Okay, all the energy from digestion is now going towards your muscles, to your brain, to put you on high alert so that the fight and flight response. So what happens when you guilt eat? You're already eating with a compromised digestive system, which means your inability and inefficiency to break down food is now elevated. Number two, hormonal imbalance, complete hormonal imbalance. Progesterone goes down, estrogen goes up. Now, estrogen is stored in your abdominal fat areas in women and even men today. Even men have a lot of estrogen storage, belly fat, abdominal belly fat. I'm not talking about a little bit, I'm talking about a lot of it because of chronic stress. Guilt is a negative emotion. Now, think about this. If you've already made food your enemy, what happens every time you eat food? So chocolate, people make chocolate an enemy. All chocolate isn't your enemy. It's the quality of chocolate. It's the quantity of chocolate that you eat. The time of the day or night that you eat chocolate, that is your enemy. But chocolate isn't your enemy. But now because you've labeled and your subconscious mind knows, oh, chocolate makes me fat. What do you think happens every time you eat chocolate? There's already guilt, there's already fear, there's already anxiety, oh, I'm eating something that makes me fat. You're better off not eating it at all because that guilt is going to mess up your hormones through cortisol going up and staying up, and then you know what happens after that. So you see, we've got into the habit of labeling things and making food an enemy. Okay, don't make it an enemy. You like junk food once in a while, you're going to eat it. But if you've labeled it as, oh, junk food makes you fat, sugar makes you fat. No, it doesn't. There are millions of people having some amount of junk food and sugar and they're not fat. In fact, they're way healthier than a lot of people who are doing extremes. The point is your mindset and how your mindset reflects your emotions and how your emotions impact trillions of cells and functions in the human body, from metabolism to fat storage to insulin resistance. So high cortisol levels also create diabetes today. We know that because it increases your chances of insulin resistance. It makes your cells insulin insensitive. So your blood sugar levels shoot up. So we know high cortisol levels today also is the number one cause for inflammation, high blood pressure, and everything that comes along with all of those conditions. So if you are eating with guilt, not only is it making you fatter, it's making you sicker. Imagine every time you eat with guilt, or for that matter, who likes living in guilt? Let's not talk about food. If you're living in guilt all the time, you're in chronic stress, you're in chronic anxiety, and the same thing is happening in your system. So we got to stop making food the enemy. What you got to make the enemy is overeating, undereating, wrong time, eating when you're busy, eating when you're angry, but not with guilt. The moment you eat something with guilt, okay, your body, you've already rejected it in your mind, but you're putting it into your body. How do you think your body's going to break it down? With great, great difficulty, and high cortisol and all of the other hormonal imbalance that you have. So no matter what weight loss plan you may be on or whatever condition you may have, you need to understand that learning to live your life without guilt or minimum guilt. Or it could be like, okay, I'm eating chocolate today. It may not be the best thing for my goal right now, but let me enjoy it and get back on track. Now that's a better way of doing it. So you've not made it your enemy. The moment you made ice cream your enemy, every time you eat ice cream, all that bad stuff's gonna happen. The moment you make medicine your enemy, okay, you can be cautious about medicine, okay, but you don't gonna make it your enemy. Because tomorrow if you gotta take it, you know how it's gonna work in your system. It's already rejected at your subconscious level, which is why it is so important. People get into relationships, it's the same thing. They label men a particular way, they label women a particular way, in a very generic way, and all of a sudden their partners start to exhibit those behaviors, and now you start rejecting your partner for those one or two little things in your mind, but you forget to look at all the other good things. I'm not saying you have to tolerate, but my point is, you see where I'm coming, because you've made labels in your mind. So don't make an enemy of anything, okay? Not food, not water. Okay, Coca-Cola's bad, or aerated drinks are bad, all of that stuff, but you don't have to make it the enemy. Knowing it's bad should inspire you to consume it less, or maybe not have it if that's your choice, but you don't got to label it. You don't have to label things. People label love. Oh, love is difficult, and then they wonder why they don't have love in their life. They've energetically blocked any love coming into their life. People say money is the root cause of all evil. No, it's the way you perceive it. It's the way you use money. It's the way you intend to use money. But now because you've done that, oh, money is the root cause of all evil, and you're wondering why your salary isn't increasing, why your business isn't making money, because you've energetically blocked all of these things with your own mindset. And most people live like that. They try to visualize, meditate, chant, pray, and they find nothing's happening. Why? You can do all of that externally. But unless you're energetically open to receive, everyone just wants to get, but most people are not ready to receive. So it's the same thing with weight loss. You look at your weighing scale as an enemy, like it's going to shoot you down every morning by putting that number on. I mean, you already have a bad relationship with it. Don't even get on. Throw your scale out. As simple as that. These are all tools. You can't give your power away to tools. You can't give your power away to a bowl of ice cream. You can't give your power away to a bar of chocolate. You ate it. Your body is intelligent to handle it. What your body is not intelligent in handling is overeating with consistency, undereating with consistency, wrong times, abusing your body, all of that stuff. So the next time you wanna eat something, stop doing it with guilt. If you have guilt, just don't eat it at all. But do not eat with guilt. Do not take medication with guilt. If you have to take a medication that you know maybe has severe side effects, okay, your next question should be, what can I do to manage the side effects? There's always something that you can do. What lifestyle changes should I make to manage this? But people say, okay, I'm going to eat today and get back on track tomorrow. Great. But people say, I'm going to eat today and now I need to burn so many calories on the treadmill. I got to starve myself. I'll do a 36-hour fast because I ate a bowl of ice cream. Ridiculous. You're in a constant state of guilt, negativity, punishing yourself, and that never works. If it worked by now, people wouldn't be chasing weight loss, right? Think about it. But it doesn't work. The world is fatter, the world is sicker at so many levels. No matter how many diet plans you have, programs you have, supplements you have, retreats you have, boot camps you have, why are people still struggling? Because it all starts here. Number one, everything is controlled here. Why you overeat, why you undereat, why you eat with guilt, all of that. You got to sort this up for this to work the right way. It's always top down, always top down. No one can punish the weight off their body with exercise. I will guarantee you that. No one can diet the weight off. You can diet the weight off along with your bone mass and your skin, and start looking older and push out a lot of water weight, and you look thin on the scale, and you just don't look healthy. Okay, you can do that. There are a lot of diet plans available in the market. So coming back to my point, guilt. Don't do anything from a space of guilt. Don't do anything from a space of fear. The outcome is going to be exactly fear. The outcome is going to be exactly guilt. Change your mindset. You have a decision right in front. I'm feeling guilty right now. I'm going to feel guilty after eating it. Don't eat it. Simple. Self-restraint. But I'm going to eat this because I feel like eating it today, and I'm just going to enjoy it and get back on track. Eat it. Eat it. You will not have a problem. The happiest and the healthiest people in the world do not do extremes. And you'll know that. The extreme people are always so obsessed about what they're doing and trying to defend their way and all of that stuff, and they, cut away from society and everything else and stuff like that. Okay, you'll never find them the healthiest people in the world. The happiest people and the healthiest people do everything. They know their limits. They know how to be happy in their mind. They know how to live their lives without guilt. And that's how it is, because the physiological state of the human body is to be happy. And the mind, a happy mind, a happy body. As simple as that. So start practicing today. Do not eat it if you're guilty. If it's going to make you guilty, do not eat it. If you eat it now, and let's say you've eaten it and you feel guilty, okay, fine, I overate. I've eaten more. Okay, fine, let that guilt just inspire you that next time, I'm going to watch my portion. I'm going to be mindful about it. And that's it. Because every time you teach your body, I've eaten a bowl of ice cream, now let me go to the gym for 1 hour. You're just setting new neural pathways that don't serve you in any way, because your 1 hour workout isn't going to burn that bowl of ice cream. The body doesn't work on the principle of math. It works on biology, chemistry, physiology. Just get on with your day, track. That's it. You can look at calorie restriction. Fine. You ate a bowl of ice cream, so maybe at dinner, my dinner is going to be way lighter. But I'm not going to starve myself. I'm not going to punish myself. And you do this, and I can guarantee you that plateau that you're looking to break, will break by only changing your mindset. Have a great week, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, you care is all about you.